In this video, we're going to do a walkthrough of the TrueFreedom method for launching your online mastermind group, leading and scaling your online mastermind group. And first, true freedom. What does it mean? Well, to me, true freedom means having the time and the money to do what you love. The time and the money to do what you love. And so everything is focused on that because you have a mission, you have a vision, you have a fire and a passion. And I believe that's actually a massive advantage, a massive advantage, a massive power source to expedite everything, accelerate everything, and make everything more efficient when channeled in the right way. So that's what this method is all about. And so we got some items here. Let's take a look at them. So here it's launching your online mastermind group and growing to your first 100K a year and growing to 1 million a year, growing to 10 million a year and beyond. You know, Alex and Layla Hormozi are well known for having a $40 million a year mastermind group of gym owners, and beyond. And so what we're going to be doing here is really choose your own journey. However, whatever it is, the focus is that you're doing what you love and you have time freedom. You're time rich to do what you want, when you want, and spend the time with the people that you love. And so the items here that you can see on the right-hand side is the frustrated visionary and the mission-driven leader. The way I look at this is it's like the heaven scenario up here and the hell scenario down here. And that's just the reality. Like there's no guarantees in this life. And the way I look at it is like, just like martial arts, you have technique, you know, karate's been a big part of my journey. Jiu-jitsu is a big part of my journey. So, you know, you can have the best intentions. You can be with somebody who donates to charity. But if you're on the mat with somebody and you're not using technique, it does not matter. There's no special force that's going to come in, and if you're ready to get choked out, and then just because you donated to charity or you did some extra goodwill, like all of a sudden, you know, that person with their arm around your neck goes, oh, and let's go. No, it's technique. It's technique. So my heart is about serving and supporting people who are purpose-driven, passion-driven, and it's your art that you're creating here. So technique is what's so key here. So there's 3 parts of the technique. There's 3 parts of the method. And we've got mission. And the first part of the mission is if we don't have mission, then a person feels scattered. And if they feel scattered, they're, I'm going to go this way, I'm going to go that way, I'm going to go this way, all these different things. So the mission helps provide direction. The mission helps provide focus. The mission provides discipline. And in this world, we're constantly surrounded with things to say yes to. So it's about saying no to a lot of things so that we can truly say yes to the few things that actually matter. So that's mission. The second part of the method is message. So how to communicate your value, your program, and how to share your message out into the world to bring mastermind members to you, as well as your existing mastermind members, how to share your message, your method in a way that gets them results. And without that piece, mastermind leaders feel stressed because they're making a lot of sounds, they're speaking to a lot of people, but nobody's joining in. Or maybe the people have joined in, but their message isn't dialed in and focused to deliver results. So their time goes out the window, and the more members they have, the more time is taken away from them, when it should be the opposite. The more members that grow, the less time from you, because there's more support nodes in the community to collaborate and support with each other. So that creates stress if that piece is not in place. And the third part of the method is money. So mission, message, money. If the money is not flowing in a balanced way, the business is not sustainable, point blank. And so when I see money, I think of sustainability, because So often I attract people, the people that I speak to are givers and generosity focused, and they love what they do and they love who they serve. So they give until they're giving from an empty cup. And when they're giving from an empty cup, resentment builds, their performance drops, their magnetism dulls. So they attract less people. The clients get less result. The clients feel less love. There's resentment. So when I see money, I see sustainability, so that as you give, it circulates to you. And what happens? Your cup gets filled up, time, energy, money, resources. And what happens? It'll just naturally overflow into more giving. And then it's a virtuous cycle, because then it comes back to you and more and more and more. And so that's something that's near and dear to my heart. And I always feel like I'm a bit protective for my mission-driven people there, because somebody's got to watch your back, and just making sure that it's sustainable for what you give and for what you receive, so that you can keep doing it. Because if you don't, what happens? You feel drained, energy, emotionally, spiritually, and also bank account wise, because the money's got to come from somewhere to support from somewhere. So it either comes from a person's business or investors or different things or other savings, and pretty soon it just goes away. So you have a physical body, just like I do. And our physical body requires oxygen, food, sleep, rest. Like, it requires that regardless. And that needs to come from somewhere. So if it's not self-sustaining in the business, it'll come from somewhere else. And that is borrowed time. So these are the three pieces: mission, message, and money, that helps service-driven entrepreneurs, purpose-driven entrepreneurs launch, lead, and scale their online mastermind group. And what I'd like to share with you here is the bullet points in between them, because it took me a lot of time, a lot of testing to make sense and find what are the necessary pieces in the necessary order. So the feedback I get from people is just alone seeing this helps answer a lot of questions. And so I'm really excited to share this with you for the TrueFreedom method. And so let's go to mission. And before we do that, I see a little reminder for myself. So which roadblocks are you facing right now? Are you feeling scattered? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling drained? Which one feels the most in your face right now? And there's no shame, there's no blame, there's no judgment, because I have felt all of these many, many times over. And so, yeah, and that's why I get so charged up and lit up about this work, because I just think, hey, if I can help save you the time, the energy, the money, that it's cost me when I have gotten stuck in one of these different pieces, then it just makes me happy. So let's go to, so which one for you? Scattered, stressed, drained. You can write that down, and clarity and focus is the key here, because otherwise, if we don't have the clarity, it's just like to me, I feel like we're in a room, in a mansion, stumbling around with the lights off, bumping our toes on, a trunk or a drawer or a table or whatever, going into a wall. So let's turn on the lights, see what's the biggest block right now, and then that means we can solve it, because there's a specific strategy for each of these. So with the mission, 3 pieces: credibility, story, vision. I start with credibility because people can get lost in the sauce of overthinking, who do I serve and how do I serve them, all this stuff. For years I saw people do that. The fastest way is, where is your mountain of experience? Where is your mountain of experience? You have experience in areas. You might have forgotten about it. It happens all the time. It might have become so second nature to you that you don't even remember the value of it, because for you, it's gone. You've developed the skills to a point where you've gotten unconscious competence with it. It just happens naturally for you. But if somebody new was going to try and do what you do, they'd be like, oh my God, how are you doing all these things all at once? And you'd probably go, oh, I just kind of do it. Well, yeah, because you have so many reps. You have so many reps. So credibility for your mastermind group, where is your mountain of experience? In classic, what I always find is people have a mountain of experience, and then they have their passion. They have this new shiny passion that has opened up their mission, their vision, and it just feels great. I'll save you years and tens of thousands of dollars right here, plus. People just say, hey, this is my passion. I want to be all in, and they just jump off the mountain and they do the passion. but they forget, just like I did, we're starting from zero. We're starting from zero, and to actually make a self-sustaining like income from it, especially a business owner, like we're creating our own economy. Like there's a lot of infrastructure that needs to be in place. So the method here is to take your mountain of experience, have your passion. How can those line up? Boom. Then you're in the money. Like literally here, I've seen the money just goes away for people. So many dreams go to die when people jump off the mountain. So you don't have to abandon your passion. And at the same time, don't abandon your mountain of experience, because that's your credibility. Line them together. Story. So what is the story that speaks to your ideal client? Is it authentic to you and also builds trust? Like on this page, you're probably seeing this, I have my story as a video. And then your vision. What is the vision that you see that inspires people to join? Like the vision I see is that mastermind leaders are what we need to save our nation from the incredible problems that we face right now, and save our nation from the forces trying to tear it apart. And many great nations have risen before, but also collapsed, like the Roman Empire. So the corruption that's happening right now, the censorship, the division, like nothing is guaranteed that these things will just solve themselves on their own. That's what I believe. So I believe we need mastermind leaders to rise and solve those problems in their niche and their expertise. And as you can see in the red, if people don't have that, people don't trust you as their leader. You know, it sounds good, they might like you, you know, but it's like, they don't feel that trust of like, okay, I'm investing with you. Story. If somebody asks, how'd you get started? And then you black out, and then 25 minutes later, you're like, okay, and that's my story. And the other person fell asleep in that time, then that's not a good thing. I laugh about it because I've been there. I've been there so many times. I've been there to the point where I'm like, you know what, I'm not even going to tell my story anymore. I'm just going to be like, yeah, I kind of this, but then it sells herself short and people don't connect. They don't feel that bond. So how to succinctly say, and I have my story in a video here, in a way that draws in your people or your vision. And if you aren't connected to your vision of where you're going, why would anybody follow you? And in this case, you know, follower, why would anybody like join with you? I really don't see it as like a, you know, leader and followers type thing. I don't. I see it, because that to me is like a pyramid, you know, one person at the top and everybody else is, you know, behind, lucky to be there. That's the old mastermind model. What I see is the new model is like a circle. It's collaboration. It's a council of allies. It's a round table of equals, and everybody's got their own role, their different expertise, and together it's there. So yes, there is a mastermind leader. There's somebody who's paving the way, facilitating, yes, and it's a round table rather than a pyramid. So if you don't have a compelling vision, why would anybody join with you? Okay, and message. So program, delivery, leads. Program. Structuring the program, communicating the program so people easily see the value and it solves relevant problems in their life. People love paying for their problems to be solved. People love paying for the problems to be solved. People do not like buying things that are vague and unclear. That's how it is. So delivery. And without the program, people don't see the value. They don't buy. They say, hey, it's a good idea. Well, keep me posted on it. You know, you might get a couple gunslingers, but they never buy. And that hurts, because this is your mission. This is your life's calling that you're pouring your love into, and people not buying can take a hit on the confidence. You know, I know it has for me at different times when I was stuck at that point. And delivery. So maybe you do get people on board, but then all of a sudden your time goes out the window and you're like, oh, I'm attending to this and attending to this. So the delivery needs to be simple and clear and fill up your cup so that you can overflow into giving, as well as getting the results for the mastermind members. That's the name of the game here. They get the results, things grow and grow and grow. And then leads. So how to have a consistent stream of ideal prospects. Without that, maybe you've got, you know, friends and colleagues, but then what then? How do you grow? How do you have a sustainable business? How do you have a sustainable business and turn a passion project, hobby, which is good, but if we're looking in business terms, it's weak. It's weak. So how do we have a strong, healthy vibrant business that takes care of you, that takes care of your mastermind members, that takes care of your team that you might have, takes care of your chosen charity. Because over in weak hobby land, there's no money for charity. There's no money for yourself. There's no money for any team. There's no money, nothing. And again, no shame or blame here. I am speaking to you, comrade, all from experience. And each of these hurt, and they're not fun. And there's nobody who's going to come save the day other than you. And so I don't want you to get stuck there. And so then let's go to money. Money is sales, finances, and scale. So sales, are people excited to buy? Does it make sense to them? Are you getting the feedback from people of like, yeah, that's a no-brainer? Or like, wow, thank you for calling me. Thank you for reaching out to me. Thank you for guiding me through this. Like, if we're not getting that in the sales process, then something is wrong. And what happens if that's not clear, then a person has long conversations without buyers, which drains time, drains energy, drains confidence, drains money. It sucks. Okay. And so making that sales process smooth and making it about leadership. It's not about arm wrestling somebody. It's not about manipulating somebody. It's not about, that type of energy. It's about leadership. And you are a mastermind leader and you're leading them on a journey. And they're joining the team. That's why I say they're joining the team. Just like a football team, you have different players and positions, and there's the linemen and the wide receivers, and they have different skill sets and they have different focuses. And the lineman doesn't want to be a wide receiver. Well, maybe, but everybody's got their role, and that's great. Everybody's got their position that they play. And so with sales, want it to be smooth, want it to be clear. So then finances, simple and clear with low expenses. So also what happens is like a person says, oh, I need a team and I need this and I need that and I need that and I need coaches. And pretty soon they're a full-time manager of just doing meetings all day. Not even with their mastermind members, but with their team, all these different things, doing all these things. Trust me, once upon a time I had a marketing agency and I had 25 full-time team members. You don't want to live that life. I was working over 100 hours a week. And I was like, wow, this is the dream. I think I worked so hard for this dream that I built. Why does it feel like I am a slave to this machine that I've built that I can't get out of? So you don't want that. So everything's focused on minimal team, maximum value. And if that sounds like those are at odds, they're not. It's with technique, it's with the method. And then scale. So the clear path to increase your income and just really what you want. Like, choose your own journey for this. It doesn't have to be in the, never ending scale loop of more. And if you do want to grow, how can it be this simple path that as you grow, your members actually get more value? And as you grow, you actually feel more charged up, more lit up. And the dirty, dark secret of scaling is a lot of times, if you look underneath the hood of the business, you'll put that flap of the business back down and your eyebrows will just be singed because it's just chaos inside. It's just fire happening inside. And you're like, wow, I never want to look into the depths of Hades again, because that's basically what it was, looking inside that business. But on the outside, it looks, nice. Ooh, we're scaling. We're going up. Again, when I had the marketing agency, we 11 extra revenue in 9 months. And yeah, it looked good on paper, but God, it was hell inside. So what's the clear, simple path, and how do you scale with peace and value and balance as we're going there? So that's the TrueFreedom method for launching, leading, and scaling your online mastermind group so that you can go from the frustrated visionary like I was to going into the mission-driven leader like I am today. And it's our different levels of this, unlocking the 100K a year, the million a year plus. And so this is the journey that we go on together in the TrueFreedom Mastermind group for mastermind leaders, because nobody knows what it's like to be a mastermind leader other than a mastermind leader. Nobody knows what we go through and what we face. And that sounds pretty negative, but I don't mean it like that. Like, yes, there's problems in any business. Yes, there's challenges, of course. It's just the specific focus. nobody can truly resonate. Nobody can truly speak from experience other than fellow mastermind leaders. So then when we give each other advice and we give each other reflections and feedback, it hits home in a different way because we know that person has walked the path and they're not just speaking from theory or what ifs or what they saw in a training. It's like, no, that's what they do. And so that's a key piece of the mastermind group. And the other part of the mastermind group is it's a mastermind group, which means we get feedback from each other. If we have an offer and you're putting it out and you're trying to simplify it, you get feedback from different people so that it can be like what I see it as like a diamond. You have a diamond in the rough, and that's if you take the rough off, that's your offer. That's just converting, scaling, moving, grooving. And if we put the rough on it, that's when it's clear, vague, dirty, not quite, doesn't make sense. But getting feedback from this mastermind member over here cuts a little of the rough off. This mastermind over here, boom, 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 until it circulates around and that diamond is shining through. So that's an example of the true mastermind process of getting feedback from people who have the shared mission, vision, and values, while also have different perspectives, different walks of life, different niches, different experiences. And that's truly one of the most powerful hallmarks of innovation. Really saw that when I went through Leonardo da Vinci's biography, is that he had all these curiosities in different niches and industries. And then when they came together, that was when the transcendent innovation happened, because it merged them together. So we get to tap into that innovation principle with the mastermind group by leveraging each other's different experiences, different outlooks together in one deal. So if you're curious about this, let's have a chat. And first things first, the first thing for us to do is just connect. I want to hear about your mission, your vision, and then we can go from there about exploring whether or not the True Freedom Mastermind Group is a right fit for us both. Fit for you, fit for me, fit for the mastermind members as well.